Hey there, folks. We're jumping into our Ukrainian coverage now. You know, another one bites the dust, man. Mystery in Moscow. Total mystery. Big time mystery. Everyone's wondering. Never happened. Mystery in Moscow as Russian bank vice president falls out of a window. Hey! She's gorgeous too. You know, I'm thinking that she maybe voiced support for Wagner. Maybe she was giving money to Wagner. Maybe, you know, maybe she voiced support for someone that Putin didn't like. Or according to the Baza Telegram channel, at the time of the incident, 28-year-old Kristina Bakova was in her apartment with a 35-year-old friend named Andrei. The Loco Bank executive subsequently fell out of the 11th floor apartment's window located on Moscow's Kodahinsky Boulevard to her death on January 23rd. A full investigation into the event is said to have been launched by police. They went to her apartment for drinks. When quizzed by the authorities, Andrei allegedly informed them that he had been invited to Christina's apartment for drinks. He claimed that around 3 a.m. she decided to go out into the balcony from where she somehow fell to their death out of the window. Does everyone believe that? Local media sources reported that the bank executive died instantly at the scene from the injuries she sustained in the fall. Prior to being appointed as the vice president of Loco Bank in the Left Orotovo district of the city, Kristina had been working at the Moscow Credit Bank, MCB. So, just another accident, guys. And, you know, it just further cements this idea that, you know, if you're a member of the moneyed elite class in Russia, you are not protected, right? The government does not mind taking you out and assassinating you if you become a nuisance. If you try to use your power against the ruling elite in Russia, they'll fucking kill you. She wasn't even 30. She's a multi-millionaire, potentially a billionaire. Vice president of a major company, right? Got the whole world in front of her. And they just toss her ass out the window like garbage, right? Because she dared disagree. Am I? You're right. She fell from a balcony. Ukraine war, Russia to increase military salaries by 10%, 10.5%. I don't even need to play this video. I just wanted to read that headline there. Putin is shook. He's worried about loyalty in his ranks, so he's raising soldier salaries, which were actually already pretty high for your average Russian working much better salary than what your average person is getting. But just wanted to point it out. You know, Putin feeling a bit shook. All right, let's get into some red meat. Maybe we can get some chat going here, wake up the chat a little bit. Why don't you guys wake the hell up? But we got some red meat for you here. Let's get into this Warthog defense.
Urgent address of the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. The nuclear power plant in Zaporozhye is mined and can be detonated at any moment. The situation is out of control. It was decided to create a special notification system for each city, which will instantly notify of danger and connect notifications. Putin is a total madman, and he is even ready to poison his own people and soldiers, only not to lose the war and his position. As Warthog Defense previously reported, Ukrainian forces crossed Dnipro River and created a foothold at Antonovsky Bridge, and they are attacking the first settlement on the other side. Yesterday, Russians reportedly attacked the Antonovsky Bridge on the left bank with Iskander ballistic missiles to oust Ukrainian forces dug in there. To no avail, Ukraine maintained presence, which has only increased. And in Bakhmut, Ukrainian forces are
So that's
advancing
good news.
from...
They crossed the river. They've taken a position at the bridge, and it was attempted to pull them out. Russia tried to get them out of there. Weren't able to do that, so it's a really good sign.
Multiple directions to squeeze and apparently attempt to encircle a large enemy salient north of the city,
Damn,
including
right here,
pincers
huh?
developing at Berkivka and the strategic heights at
That could be
Yakovlivka,
big.
where Ukrainians reportedly repelled Russian counterattacks.
All right.
Considering the region's topography, we can quickly understand that the most important settlement in this region is Yakovlivka. Yakovlivka is located on a hill above both Soledar and Bakhmut. So by breaching the Russian defense here, Ukrainians will open access to the Russian rear. Meanwhile, Ukraine's 30th Mechanized Brigade and possibly other elements have reportedly pushed up to 1 kilometer into the northwest corner of this salient, along the highway to Sloviansk. Here, Ukrainian forces kicked off an assault with swarms of munition-dropping drones to soften up the invaders in a thicket of trenches, then harrowed them some more with a tank and artillery beatdown, followed by infantry who moved in for a trench
Exactly,
cleanup.
buddy.
We continue with an Ukrainian
for, coming in there.
Su-25s strike Russian
To
positions
Hakwa.
with reportedly U.S.-supplied Zuni missiles.
Are these Russian jets that are running for their goddamn lives here, throwing out anti-missile?
We continue with an Ukrainian Su-25s strike Russian positions with
Yeah.
reportedly U.S.-supplied Zuni missiles.
I see. So no, these are Ukrainian fighters throwing out some American munitions. These Su-25. How old is the Su-25? Was the Su-25 the one from the 80s or from the 70s?
25s strike Russian positions with reportedly U.S.-supplied Zuni missiles.
Oh, nasty. Nasty.
For the first time during the war, Russian forces appear to have intercepted a Storm Shadow
1975. No, and I'm not making fun of Ukraine. I'm just saying, man, like, how long was, Ukraine under the control of the Soviet Empire and then Putin's empire, right? Even after independence, where, it was still basically a vassal state of Russia, right? Couldn't upgrade, didn't have time to upgrade, didn't have the money to upgrade the great Russian Empire, right? And Ukraine is supposed to feel like they're like, and Putin's like, oh, how dare Ukraine like turn away from Russia? Yeah, we talked about France at the beginning of the stream.
cruise missile fired by Ukraine. It is estimated that Ukraine has fired more than 40 Storm Shadows since first using them in May.
Why do these
This is
have
the
identifying
first confirmed
markers like
interception,
this?
which was inevitable.
Why? You know what I mean? I understand that you need these markers when you're putting this shit together, right? Why? How come the protocol isn't to zero this shit out and remove the markings and identifying markings from these missiles? You got American flags on these logos and shit. I mean, I guess it's like, well, why hide it? Why even try to hide it, right? But I don't know. It just feels like that would be military protocol, right? Well, thank you, Sleepy Alexis. I do have a question for you pertaining to the French riots. Is there, come on in. Thank you, Chem Goblin. Is there a left party in France that supports these actions by these rioters? Right? There's no one on the left that supports rioting as a solution, right? The NPA, let me be specific. Is a left party that is anywhere close to power, a left party that is like being elected, that's actually in power or close to power, not some fringe lefty group that's nowhere close to power, right? Not even on the ballot. You know what I mean? There isn't a legitimate left organization close to power in France that supports these riots, right?
In Moldova, an attack took place on Chisinau Airport.
Do they stand with people, with protesters that are peacefully protesting, or are they specifically standing with the rioters, right? The criminals that are not protesters that are committing crimes and being arrested. There's a pretty big difference. There's a pretty big difference between a person who is protesting against the police murdering a 17-year-old boy and people that are breaking into stores and stealing items. Do you agree with that? That there's a difference between a protester and a rioter?
A Russian citizen who was denied entry into the country is...
This is crazy, man. So this guy's denied citizenry. He steals a gun from somebody and goes on a fucking shooting spree, killing 2 people.
Attack took place on Chisinau Airport. A Russian
Kem
citizen
Goblin,
who was
that's a good
denied
point.
entry into the country is reported to have grabbed the gun of a border guard and killed 2 people with it.
Yeah.
He is now under arrest.
Flips out, takes a gun, kills 2 people. Jesus, dude. Is that him shooting?
Farming in Ukraine during the war requires taking great precautions against mines.
Yeah.
This video shows the inventions of one crafty farmer.
Майстрував собі дерев'яний каток
Oh,
на
hell
довгій
yeah, look
ручці,
at
щоб
that,
обстежувати город.
boy. So crafty. So fucking crafty. Look at that. Just puts a big old log.
Майстрував собі дерев'яний
Just
каток
puts a big old log. He's still in danger, dude. I know. He's still in danger, man. Like, you don't... Are you wearing armor around your legs and shit? I mean, goddamn. I'd have some kind of something here. Some kind of guard or something to prevent shrapnel from hitting you from that direction. Still, though, I mean, you got to give him credit for ingenuity.
на довгій ручці, щоб обстежувати город, і власноруч зварив металеві капці.
Там, де нема тропинки, я отак ходжу. Потому що заліто.
Don't try this in your own field.
Малина, бджоли у мене.
He's
10
wearing
улиц.
fucking steel. He's wearing metal galoshes, dude. Put something on your fucking shins, bro. Lenny over here, the safety expert. I bet you are like doing backflips right now. Like, what is this guy thinking? Look at these metal galoshes. Homeboy puts on metal galoshes. Hold on.
Город.
No ankle protection. No fucking ankle protection. But even those small ones can throw something up and shred your testicles.
І власноруч зварив металеві капці.
Там, де нема тропинки, я отак ходжу.
Man, this guy cannot be bothered.
Тому що
I don't know. I'll weld together some metal galoshes, whatever. Has he stepped on a single mine with one of these? I think all you would need to do is step on one actual mine, anti-personnel, tiny one or not. All you need to do is step on one of those and be like, okay, back to the chalkboard. I need more armor here. He hasn't actually disabled any mines with these, right?
малина.
God damn, that's a horrible word. Oh my God, that's a terrible name. Woo, that's atrocious. Ooh, can you say something so I can ban you there? Could you just say something really quick so I can ban you off my channel? Wow.
Бджоли у мене 10 уликів. А до них подойти страшно, тому що так все заросше. І єлі там ліпістки є, ніхто ж не знає.
Фото цих саморобних міноходів ми показали головному саперу області. Чи ось такі металеві капці.
Oh, so they showed these shoes to a professional sapper. This is going to be good. Oh, grab your popcorn really quick, folks. This is going to be really good.
Вони врятують взагалі від пелюсток.
Ну,
You think that's funny, Cat Cube? You think it's funny that you think his name is funny? Yeah?
захист будуть давати, забезпечувати, звичайно, але розраховувати на повну безпеку, ну, звичайно, не можна.
Адже уламки летять на всі біч. Якщо натрапити на будь-яку іншу міну, не пелюстку, жодні саморобні капці не врятують.
Whilst the enemy are suffering supply problems and eating out of date rations, the Ukrainians are having pizza
I didn't get
delivered
to
to
see
their
that.
trenches.
I was too busy banning that asshole. Hold on. What did he say?
Пелюсток.
Ну, захист будуть давати, забезпечувати, звичайно, але
Yeah, okay.
розраховувати на повну
He's not trying to shit on him too
безпеку,
much.
ну,
He
звичайно,
probably
не
should be
можна.
Адже
shitting on him a
уламки
little bit
летять на
more.
всі біч. Якщо натрапити на
Thank you for the
будь-яку
follow.
іншу міну, не пелюстку, жодні саморобні капці не врятують.
Whilst the enemy are suffering supply problems.
Don't wear metal shoes and think you're going to be all good. Wait for the right equipment to get there, okay? But when you're a farmer, time is of the essence. You don't have time to wait for maybe someone to come by with the right equipment. You got to plant your crops right now. That's where that emphasis is coming from. That's why he's doing it himself. But yeah, you're going to get your balls blown off, dude.
And eating out of date rations, the Ukrainians are having pizza delivered to their trenches.
В ресторан
Crazy.
Окопчик.
Crazy, bro. Imagine
Давай.
getting a fucking sniper bullet in the
Спасибо.
head because you're the
Ребятки.
pizza boy. Yeah, hurry it up with the crazy bread. What are we doing still standing
Вот.
out here?
Пожалуйста.
2, 3, 3.
Опа.
Homeboy, oh, there's one
Благодарочка.
of those coffee cups.
Будем
Nice,
вас
nice.
рады заказать у вас снова. За
He's
быстроту
got one of those
благодарим.
tooth for a tooth coffee cups. 3 pizzas.
Вот он
Homeboy,
наш
homeboy
ресторан.
risked his life for 3 pizzas.
At the end, let's see the situation in France.
Yeah,
Total
we've all
anarchy
seen
reigns
this
in
footage,
France
but
at
yeah,
the
let's
moment.
watch a little bit.
The
We got
situation is worse than in
sleepy Axis here.
2005.
Alexis.
Chaos broke. In Paris, police stations
but yeah,
are burning.
at the start of the
schools
stream, we watched
destroyed,
a lot of this
looting
footage.
at every turn.
I had
Over
3
70
pizzas
big
today.
fires right now, not counting cars,
I'm just saying,
garbage
wouldn't you
cans,
want
and
like
everything
maybe
else.
order 4 and
In
you can have
addition
one
to
for
Paris,
breakfast?
dozens
you know?
of other big cities are
You're in
fighting
the
with
trench.
the protesters. The
Oh, we'll just
special
order
units
another
are also
one.
involved.
Just
The
do
French
another
authorities
DoorDash.
said that they are not the first to give in, and that they will deal with everything that is happening.
Guy wearing body armor delivering pizzas. And yeah, Sleepy. Yeah, well, that's the media, right? Sleepy, just so you know, I don't agree with the violence, but I do understand the grievance, and I do understand the need to draw the line in the sand when it comes to militarized police summarily executing people in the streets. I've seen it get out of hand in America. I've seen what happens when you let it get out of hand. So I agree with the French protesters that are saying this is inexcusable. There's, change this immediately, fix this now before it gets out of hand. I, of course, don't agree with the criminals that are using this opportunity to break into stores and burn shit down. Very, very, very good words, Sleepy, and I agree with him. I'm a big MLK fan. I should have said that. I should have brought that up because his eloquent words are very accurate. It's not an excuse of violence. It's just stating the fact that you can only push people so far. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, but the end result is still the end result, and no, bad actor lefties. Insurance is not covering all of this. There will be.
Thanks for watching.
There will be mom and pop shops that won't be able to come back. Actions are not legitimate, but the anger is. Yeah, exactly, and I agree with that fully. Davey was nice enough to provide this in the Discord. It's an amazing Vice City documentary about Russia's campaign of kidnapping and literally kidnapping children, forcing Russian citizenship on them, putting them in a new home of strangers that are now their new parents, and then forcing these children to, learn Russian and all the, and be filled with Russian propaganda. This is a real campaign that Russians are really doing. And genocide, it's probably accurate to call it genocide. I feel like there should be a better word for this, right? I feel like this is a whole other level of horrific. They're not killing the kids. They're not raping the kids. Sometimes, who knows what's happening to some of these kids. Let's be real. They're being kidnapped. But the goal is to not, right? The goal is to like brainwash them, I guess, right? It's not exactly, yeah, no. I mean, I don't disagree, Chem Goblin. I just feel like this crime is so horrible and so unique. It needs a different word, right? But if genocide is what we got, then genocide is what we got. But it is truly a crime against humanity. Not that anyone cares about that shit. Tukawa, I don't mean to what about, but this is the news. But this is the news underground, and I do need to keep it real. And I do need to point out that the United States currently has a program of kidnapping children from Mexican immigrants, separating them from their families, and then losing the ability to find those parents and give those children back after the parents have been deported. So it's not exactly kidnapping Mexican children to assimilate them into the American way of life. Trump increased the program that was started under Obama, and Joe Biden hasn't changed it. I think some of the child separation stuff has stopped, but there are still children that are being held by the government that don't have parents, and the conditions that they're being held in would make, if you were a parent, would make you shed tears. Prison conditions. We're not talking, you know, they don't even, what is this, right? It's not a playpen. It's a fence and a cement floor with a tinfoil style metal blanket, right? With you're in this cage with like 50 other kids of various ages, and you're watching like there's like one TV in the corner blasting Cartoon Network or something. So I do need to point that out. With that said, that is not what's happening. I mean, Russia is, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for Uncle Sam, but it's not the same as what Russia is doing. Russia is actively trying to assimilate Ukrainian children, brainwash Ukrainian children into being Russian in an attempt to weaken Ukraine. Weaponizing your culture, weaponizing your society, and taking advantage of your position of power to steal one of the most precious things a person, can create and can have, right? Oh God, do I have time? 20 minutes. It's quite a long one. Tell you what I'm going to do. I have my own kid to take care of. Here's the link right here. I'm going to play this one tomorrow. I'm going to do an exclusive stream and just do like a 1-hour stream, and we'll cover this video very closely. We'll go through the whole thing and cover it very closely. I don't have enough time to give it the time that it deserves. That's my problem. So if you want to watch the whole thing, it's right here. I will be streaming this, but let's go ahead and do it tomorrow so that I don't slow down the main stream here. All right, so let's move on here, but I will be getting back to it. This video has to be played, and thank you very much to Dirty Crackhead. Lovely name. But thank you so much to Dirty Crackhead for this footage. You're not going to see any dead bodies or anything, but once again, this footage puts you in the shoes of a warrior fighting house to house, hallway to hallway, in the thick of it, against these Russians. And not every Russian is a starving conscript. Listen to this. See here. There was another legion. Rogue team was calling to rotate, but at this point, guys can gain. Yes, okay. Guys couldn't gain superior fields of fire due to the circumstance of being outflanked and overexposed. The enemy did not assault with infantry right away. They made it impossible to defend from the inside. Saturated the building with heavy weapons, mortars, RPGs, and tanks. The enemy was definitely highly trained as it fired at predetermined firing points in the building, which made it impossible to defend from the inside. So, you know, don't think that the Ukrainians are just up against, right, prisoners that don't want to be there. There's a lot of trained killers as well. There's a big fight going on there, okay? Really serious business. So let's jump in.
The video will start right away, but before I just wanted to give you a quick briefing on what you're about to see. So
Hello.
this video was sent to me by one of the
Miguel.
operators of this unit on Instagram. It was already shared on Reddit
Miguel
and some news channels, but the guy who sent me this, who goes by the name of Paradigm Shift, gave me some more background information about this engagement. Thanks to him, I can give you some more context with his info, maps and open available information to help you better understand what's going on. I will link his Instagram in the description so you can follow him there. You can also support the medic and translator of this unit with a small donation via PayPal or Monobank.
Yeah, so
right now,
all
he's
of these
deployed
guys
there
got
with them on a voluntary
concussions.
basis.
You know,
What
from the
means
heavy
he's
bombing.
basically not
They were
paid.
all
Donations
concussed.
for his food, lodging, and general basic
Two of them were
items are
injured,
very much
and
appreciated.
one
I will
Ukrainian
also
did
link his PayPal or
die,
Monobank together with his Instagram in the
I think
description. This was
before
filmed
this
during the
soldier
Battle
got
of
here.
Bakhmut, when Russian forces
But he died in
already
this
controlled
position.
the majority of the city.
Oh shit, that's really loud. Sorry, one second. Sorry, super loud. My bad. I mean, Prigozhin needs. You know, I'm shocked that Prigozhin. You know, I think Prigozhin's going to give up all of his mining operations. Wagner's been dissolved. I think it's only a matter of time before Prigozhin is either arrested or slips off a balcony. I do think though that that the Russian people got a little taste of revolution, right? They got a little, you know, they were woken up to this idea that maybe Putin isn't the end-all be-all ultimate power, you know, like the universe flows through Putin. They got this, you know, they got this seed planted that maybe Putin isn't king of the universe, and maybe he can be challenged, maybe things can change. And I think Putin and the Russian government are doing everything in their power to clamp down on that, right? Putin makes a public appearance, right? Loving the people. Oh, give me big hugs. You kidding me? Yeah, right. You know, who had the hand sanitizer? That's what I want to know. But, you know, Putin raising the soldiers' salaries. So I think he's shook. I think he's a bit shook. And thank you for that follow, Tukawa. Thank you for that follow, Tukawa. Putin, not the god king Russians thought he was. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Putin and the Russian government do everything they can to not have the conversation about what happens after Putin, right? We can't have the conversation about what happens after Putin. It's only Putin and Putin forever. And we're like literally not even allowed to consider what would happen if Putin is gone, because that would be treasonous, right? So I think that mystique has been cracked a little bit. Is visibly stressed out? I don't know. I haven't seen any evidence of visibly stressed out, but I think his actions show that he's more concerned than he's letting on, right? Raising the salaries by, you know, 10.5%. That's a lot of dough. That's like billions and billions of dollars, probably. At least hundreds of millions. But, you know, they're short on resources already, right? And now they got to pay these schmucks even more? That decision was not made without heavy consideration and fear, like Lenny points out. You don't pay your soldiers more just because you're a nice guy. Applause. The auto subs hear gunfire and they think it's applause. That's adorable. But yeah, look at this. I mean, and let's not forget, through a sniper rifle, you are clear as day. You can't see shit. Enemy could be anywhere. Sniper rifle, you're glowing red. You're glowing like Rudolph's nose right now. Okay. Sounds are giving me PTSD from protests. Sleepy, what do you think Macron will do? That's a good question for you. I mean, he's blaming video games, and now, you know, he called it unjustifiable. What do you think Macron will actually do? I know it's kind of reference to the movie 300. Oh, yeah. I didn't pick up on that reference. I haven't seen that movie in so long. That's such a good movie. That's such like a, you know, it's a kick-ass movie. It's like Die Hard, right? This is a good movie. Implement lockdowns. Okay, yeah, to gain control. But what do you think he's going to do anything after, you know, condition has stabilized? Oh, it's 4,500 or 4,500 police now. Last time I checked, it was 40,000. I know he's getting volunteer firemen from all over the world. But yeah, once things stabilize, how will Macron handle this? Is he going to pass a law? Is he going to pass a reform on the police? Or is he just going to not do anything about the police and just hope everything goes away? I see, Sleepy. Thank you. But yeah, does Macron actually think he's going to be able? I mean, the pension thing is one thing, right? The increasing the pension age, that pissed off a lot of people, but no one was shot in the head. Is he really going to let the police commit murder and then not do any reforms?
Dave, you have to go east.
He'll change the government, change prime minister, yeah.
Scratch that.
But nothing actually substantive, no actual reforms on the police, you don't think? That he won't change the police? Yeah, because a character like Macron likes having his police, you know, violent, you know, willing to commit violence against its people. Characters like Macron would really like that.
Dave, this is Moose.
They were especially actively maneuvering through the K zone, which was due to proper I mean, this is terrifying. This looks like no man's land, man. Right? And you got to change positions. You got to, I mean, look, when he looked around the corner, do you know how many spots someone could have been standing? There was like 10 different spots someone could have been standing and shooting from.
Dave, this is Moose.
The training. Kronos served, so Kronos has a unique perspective here. But yeah, Kronos. I mean, how do you just? It's got to be one of the most stressful situations a human being can put himself in, right?
Watch that way. Yeah.
Your death could be around that corner, and you're standing right there, staring into oblivion. Fucking artillery. Look at that, how close! Holy dude. That shit is so close. Bro, that shit is close. Ah! Ah! Yeah, so they're zeroing in on their position. There could be a drone in the air pointing out exactly where they're at.
Last man.
Man, I never thought I'd see that. I keep repeating all this shit over and over again, but I just can't get over these feelings. You know, that I never thought I would see, you know, 18 and 19th century trench warfare and you know, tank battles and dog fights and infantry fighting against infantry in the streets. You know, like the way that America does war is just obliterate everything, blow everything to atoms, right? And then send a couple troops in to comb through the remains. I'm being hyperbolic, of course. Fallujah, you know, it was not just like that, but like, you know, you get used to the American style of war, which is, you know, don't send in troops unless it's absolutely positively necessary, and even then try to get away with it with robots or, you know, massive bombs. But, you know, it's just wild to me. You know, I really do want to see The roll of suicide drone. Oh my God, dude, it's too close. They're zeroing in on their position. That was, they were just there. They were just there. Look at that, dude. Hold on. Where's my, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Is it this one? Shift? No, that's not right. Is it Alt? Control? How do I do this? Yes, okay, here we go. Frames. Look at that. Look how fucking close. They were just there minutes ago. They were just crossing this minutes ago. They went through this fenced area right here. All right, they were coming from here, went around. Move, go. We cannot be here. Yeah. No plan survives first contact, yeah. I've heard that before. Yeah. Go. So you either stay and wait for the artillery to blow your ass up, or you expose yourself to God knows what, entering you know, a building that could have enemies in it. Who knows? It could be traps anywhere, booby traps everywhere.
Between end of April and early May 2023 in the
there you go. That was in, I think that was in Bakhmut.
Where the university is located, to be precise. The area of the university was close to a vital road securing a path in and out of the city. The building the unit was in during the video was this university building here. The day prior,
it was a university. Wow.
The building next to it, west of the building, was blown up by Ukrainian forces. A satellite image from Maxar Technology shows the area in its current state. The Russians had an L shape on the building and were able to engage from at least two sides simultaneously. The Legion fighters had to give up the position and push back on.
Whoa, no way. So that's what they were dealing with. The Russians were lined up right here and these Ukrainians were trying to get through and get out of there?
To engage from at least two sides simultaneously. The Legion fighters had to give up the position.
Wow, they were doing all that under artillery and, you know, and infantry, you know, applying pressure.
And pushed back under artillery fire to this position here. From there, they pushed further back alongside the road under artillery fire to set up a new position. The Deep State map shows territorial changes in the area from April 26th till May 5th. That's it for the video, guys.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, War Leaks. Great content. Excellent analysis. Thank you for the... It takes a lot of work to go through, censor, add subtitles, add context, give you information on top of that. So it takes a lot of work. Thank you so much. War Leaks. Make sure you check out the channel, like and subscribe, folks. Check out the channel if you want some of that amazing war footage. Excellent. Love to see it. And another thing you love to see, your tax dollars hard at work, folks, you know? Proud to be an American over here. Ukrainian soldiers say that they owe lives to U.S.-supplied Bradley vehicles, right? The Ukrainian forces continue their counteroffensive against Russia. Some soldiers say an American-supplied vehicle is making a key difference in their advances, and more importantly, saving lives. We actually saw this in action, right? When one of the first, you know, kind of negative stories out of the counteroffensive, right? Ukrainians ran into a minefield, several, you know, APCs and tanks were destroyed, and even a Leopard was damaged, right? What wasn't talked about was how almost all the soldiers survived. They got out of there. They followed protocol. They did a proper you know, extraction. They got out of there. They lived to see the next day, and they took that position eventually and was able to recover that hardware, right? And it was because of stuff like this, where, you know, they run over a mine. Obviously, they can't move anymore, but the soldiers inside are still safe, and they have an opportunity to fight back and, you know, and escape and retreat and live to fight another day. The U.S. has provided Ukrainian forces with Bradley fighting vehicles as part of aid packages since the beginning of the year, and they have been heavily used in the counteroffensive Ukraine that launched early. I don't know who. Can we talk? I think AI is writing this, right? The U.S. has provided Ukrainian forces with Bradley fighting vehicles as part of aid packages since the beginning of the year, and they have been heavily used in the counteroffensive Ukraine that launched in early June. Okay, but anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Your tax dollars at work, folks. I stream big streams on Saturday and then throughout the week as well, smaller streams. So make sure you check it out. This is the News Underground, the #1 source for news on Twitch, right here. Can't show much of it on stream. Could maybe show the part with the Russian POW. Yeah. Just wanted to point that out. Your tax dollars at work. I wanted to point out the sacrifice of this soldier right here. Incredibly tragic. This is what war does to you. This man sacrificed almost everything for Ukraine to make Ukraine free. He sacrificed almost everything for democracy, to fight against tyrants. And what a lucky guy. What a lucky guy. Still there, still holding his hand, if that's even possible. But almost made the ultimate. His eyes had to be removed. Major facial reconstruction still needs to happen. Looks like he had maybe some trachea damage as well. Looks like something's in his throat there. And look at him before him. A beautiful man. Beautiful couple here, and there's still a beautiful couple, and he's still a beautiful man. But this is what war does to you. This you don't get to just. You don't get to go out there and just come back, it's all good, squeaky clean. Even if your body wasn't hurt, you're still coming back with scars. But a lot of them come back with scars. And this is the case here. A true warrior, a true hero. And I would also like to extend that to the girlfriend or the wife here. Absolute warrior, absolute hero. To stick with this man, to stick with this hero. And, through thick and thin. So I wish them the happiest of futures. And I hope they, are able to, overcome this terrible situation that he's in, right? Big respect. Big respect. Hate to see it. Hate to fucking see it, man. Last little thing before we do our map update. We're going to do a little map update here. From, let's see, what do we got? Either reporting from Ukraine or Dennis. One of those two. Got lots of Canal 13 videos here. Trying to see, where's Dennis or reporting from Ukraine? I guess we'll do a reporting from Ukraine video then. Let's see a Dennis one. 18 hours ago, not too bad. All right, but before we do that, I wanted to show you this. So this is what they're handing to some of these Russians who, I guess, don't have the ability to read, or have very limited reading comprehension. Maybe this is for foreign fighters that are fighting for Russia. Not quite sure, but page 1 here shows. Retreating, if you retreat or if you surrender to Ukraine, that they're going to kill you and grenade you. That, I guess your fellow soldiers will take care of you. They absolutely won't sometimes. And that Ukraine will torture you. Next page here shows Russian citizen or Russian soldier protecting. Let me see if I can get this bigger here for you guys. I don't know if I can. Okay, I can make these individual images bigger. But here we have this image, Russian soldier protecting the homeland. And then we have a Russian soldier or a Ukrainian soldier hanging, right? Good, bad. Here we see Russians taking the wounded away. I think this is a Ukrainian flag right here. It's really hard to tell, but I think they're trying to say that Russia takes POWs while Ukraine kills POWs. We, of course, know that is wildly untrue. I mean, both sides are killing, not POWs, but, both sides are doing a lot of killing. But time and time again, I've seen Ukraine make a concentrated effort to take prisoners. And obviously Russia, I've seen some evidence of Russia taking prisoners as well. And obviously they are taking prisoners because they have prisoners to swap at the prisoner swaps. Okay, so don't cut Russia out completely. They are still somewhat of a functioning military. So Russia honors their dead while Ukraine pisses on the dead. Russia cares about old people while Ukraine kills innocent civilians, which this is probably the most hilarious one. The army that committed the Bucha massacre, the army, the military that continues to this day to send missiles into apartment blocks and hospitals hundreds of miles away from the front line, could use those resources to attack weapons and fuel and soldiers and equipment, but they choose to fire these missiles intentionally, directly into civilian targets. That's the Russian military. Ukraine has yet to target a civilian building intentionally in Russia or in the occupied territories. Right? If they're hitting a school, it's because because the Russian military is using that school, right, as a base. They're not hitting that school because it's filled with Russian students, unlike Russia, who gladly hits Ukrainian schools filled with Ukrainian children. Or hospitals filled with old people, or maternity hospitals filled with pregnant women. Those are all things that have happened just this year. And here we have with the final page of this really funny book. Russia, traditional cis family. Ukraine takes baths together. I guess they're gay. Hey, at least we're clean. Fuck you. Yeah, Ukrainians you guys are very clean, taking baths together. Funny stuff. Is this supposed to be an insult? Hey, it's just a homie hand job. No homo. Both are gay. Hey man, a hand job doesn't mean you're gay. Look, it's just your homie helping you out. Hey, if your homie giving you a hand job is gay, then when your homie picks you up off the ground, right? You reach out a hand and you pick up his hand. That's gay too, right? There's nothing gay about your buddy giving you a quick handy in the tub. What's wrong with that, man? We're giving each other handies. It's all good. Come on, we got girlfriends. It's all right. We're not gay. But the last page here, Russia, super Christian, crazy Christian, which is really funny. They're trying to bring back the Soviet Union, which was, famously anti-religion. Super Christian. Literally bathes in holy water, each Russian soldier. And the UK, did they run out of clip art? But the Ukrainians, okay, so not only are they having gay sex in tubs, but they're also having gay sex in tubs with Beelzebub. And is that like a hit? That's like a SS soldier? Ukraine, well known for their bathtub orgies with Satan and Nazis. I bathe in the water of holy water. You have sex with Beelzebub and Nazis in a bathtub. Got me. You got me. Why not do Uncle Sam? Why not do something relevant? NATO, right? Joe Biden. Beelzebub and a fucking Nazi SS officer in full Nazi regalia? Really? All right. That would make me switch sides as a Russian, right? Like, so this is like, here you go, comrade. Here's all you need to know about your enemy. Can I have one of those bathtubs so I can send it back to my wife? We've been hosing each other off in the backyard for 2 decades. I'd like a bathtub. I promise I won't have gay Russian sex in my bathtub if Putin would give me one. All right,
for
here
your
we go.
specific
Let's get this map update from your boy reporting from Ukraine, and we'll call it a day.
Day 492. Today the fiercest battles took place in the Kherson region. After the disastrous Russian ground operation where Russian airborne units
look at
suffered
that.
from friendly
Look at that shit right there. Across the Dnipro, baby. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. You know how hard that was? You know how fucking difficult that was? Cross a river under fire and secure a position? That's huge. This is fucking huge.
fire, Russian forces temporarily switched to distant methods of eliminating the Ukrainian bridgehead. Russian sources reported that Russian forces used incendiary munitions to burn the houses held by Ukrainians and then fired from heavy flamethrower systems TOS-1 to amplify the damage. However, in the morning, Russians discovered that Ukrainians not only maintained a presence in this region, but also conducted a planned reinforcement and continued moving further. Russian forces...
I'm not saying it's not deadly, but it's not going to make these Ukrainians move positions. It's not that effective. It's an annoyance. It's terrifying, but it's not going to make you move position if you have some cover.
Responded to these developments by organizing an even bigger ground assault. Russian sources reported that Russian air...
Look at this cage. I mean, they're so. I love. There's no standardization with these cages. They just rob somebody at their farm, right? Take all the fucking fencing and just weld it.
Assault units used virtually all types of armored fighting vehicles to get their troops to the contact line and reduce the area of Ukrainian control. Unfortunately for Russians, Ukrainians used distant mining to scatter mines along the only road that Russians could use. Geolocated footage confirmed that Russians lost several pieces of equipment barely crossing the bridge near Oleshki. Russian military-affiliated sources also reported that those units that managed to get to the zero line struggled to implement their plans due to the overwhelming artillery and mortar fire. The Ukrainian side of the...
But from their own side, so the Russians that were trying to defend it were having problems because they were getting hit so hard by Russia?
river is steep and high, which makes it easier
No, it was Ukrainian. Okay, that's what he's showing. Okay, so these positions were hit really hard by Ukraine.
for Ukrainians to provide fire support and repel Russian attacks. Russian analysts started suspecting that Russian forces were doing precisely what Ukrainians wanted them to do, which was launch suicidal assaults along the only road that is also mined, just to push Ukrainians from under the bridge. Russian fighters also started expressing discontent and stated that the Russian command was wasting manpower to do the job that must be done with the missile strike. Coincidentally or not, later...
How about I play, Happy Birthday, Nair? How about I play you the birthday song? Here you go, buddy. Make sure you play this nice and loud. Turn up the TV.
State of Florida has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you. We were bad, but now we're good. We're moving into your neighborhood. You know we're trying our best to be functioning members of society. We're not here to start no trouble. We're legally required to do the sex offender shuffle.
I'm Larry Arthauer.
There you go. That's my favorite birthday song. The Sex Offender Shuffle. Happy birthday.
That day, Russian forces launched an Iskander strike on the main Ukrainian fortification. Many Russian sources promptly reported that Ukrainian positions were destroyed and Ukrainians no longer held the strongest part of the region. In order to capture the rest of the territories and kill the remaining Ukrainian soldiers, Russian forces used boats to deploy to the region in order to avoid...
I couldn't play you this video of these guys getting completely twerked. Trying to evacuate wounded, I think, Russians. I mean, it's you got to see who's winning the war. Technically, Ukraine is winning in terms of battlefield victories. The real question is, will Ukraine secure Crimea? And I think how winning is defined depends on Crimea. But technically right now, Ukraine is winning.
Scattered mines along the road. Unfortunately for Russians, it was a Ukrainian trap. The moment Russians reached the beach and turned off their motor, Ukrainian drone operators started targeting Russian boats.
Yeah.
Russians
I posted this in our Discord too, under not safe for work. So if you want to check it out in the Discord. This video is nuts, dude. This guy's body goes flying like fucking 20 feet in the air.
soldiers immediately jumped into the water because starting the engine takes time and staying in the immobilized boat was assured death. The drones chased Russians closer to the beach, where Ukrainian infantry met and killed the Russian assault unit. It turned out that there is a huge bunker under the bridge. Russian drone operator discovered that Ukrainians have an entrance to the underground facilities right near the bridge. So collapsing the bridge with the Iskander strike did not change the situation.
You think that was built during like the Soviet Union, or that was like a Cold War thing? Maybe that was a Cold War thing when they built this bridge. Put a fucking bunker under the bridge? That's so Soviet.
In fact, very soon, Russian sources had to admit that the situation actually deteriorated. Not only did Ukrainians increase the bridgehead, but they also started attacking the Russian bridge near Oleshki with kamikaze boats. The goal of these attacks was to cut off the last chance that Russians had to exert any control over the island, and also get on the doorstep of Oleshki.
This is great.
Kamikaze boats proved to be incapable of achieving such tasks. However, Ukrainians did not stop here. According to various sources, the number of Ukrainians on the islands has gradually increased to up to 300 soldiers. Assaulting such a powerful group became even more challenging, so the number of Russian attacks decreased and Ukrainians gained more freedom of movement in the region. After conducting intense drone reconnaissance and identifying Russian blind spots, Ukrainians started moving further. The latest reports indicate that Ukrainians somehow already got to the Russian side of the island. The drone footage shows how soldiers are carrying some cargo towards the foundation of the bridge. Russian analysts are raising the alarm that Ukrainians unexpectedly managed to mine the only Russian artery that supplied Russian positions on the island. Acting against expectations is a good idea not only in the combat zone. For example, whenever you're making...
Okay, he does such a good job of transitioning into his advertisement, right? But he's got to pay the bills. Anyway, thank you, reporting from Ukraine, for your amazing work. Make sure you check it out. Like and subscribe, folks. Amazing content from reporting from Ukraine. Excellent job. Folks, I got something special right here. Garbage Fuel would like to thank certain people in the chat for being super cool. Garbage Fuel is, of course, the #1 drink mix company in the world. Garbage Fuel is made from 100% garbage juice. You can see nice green color here. Sourced from your local dumpster and put directly on your plate, or in this case, in your cup. Garbage Fuel, the #1 drink mix company in the world. Made from 100% garbage juice. Just, I'm a big fan. I drink it every day. I love this stuff. So I'm going to consume this. I'm going to drink this. Okay, I'm contractually obligated to at least take one sip. So we're just going to do that here. Here we go. I had to go to the hospital last time, but all right. All right, here we go. Garbage Fuel, #1 drink mix company in the world, sponsor of the stream. It's really thick. It's really thick. Hold on. Oh. Oh no. Is this vomit? Is this vomit? Is this vomit? Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much. I'll just take care of this later. It's okay. Thank you so much, Garbage Fuel, for sponsoring the stream. Thank you, Chem Goblin, Tukawa, Tyronian, Sleepy Alexis. Garbage Fuel Awards go to you. Big props to your boy, Woke Patriot. Garbage Fuel Award goes to you. Thank you so much, Lenny. #1 financial supporter for the stream, Lenny. Thank you so much, Lenny. Chem Goblin, Garbage Fuel Award is going to go to you. Chem Goblin, thank you so much for all that work that you do in the chat, in the Discord. Big props to your boy, Chrono Stampede. Chrono Stampede, make sure you check out Chrono Stampede's... Oh, fuck. I think I'm going to be sick. It's okay. You hold it down. Make sure you check out Chrono Stampede's Twitch stream. Like and subscribe right there. Check out Chrono Stampede's Twitch page there. Really excellent stuff. Thank you so much. Folks, creating political change is as easy as drinking garbage fuel, but also a 3-step program that I have for you. Step 1, inform yourself, which is what you're doing right now. That's why you seeked out the #1 political show on Twitch right here. Step 2, join a progressive political organization in your area. And step 3, you need to put in the work. The fascists are putting in the work. The right-wingers are putting in the work. You need to put in the work. Where's my music? The right wing are using every power at their disposal to create change. We need to meet them. We need to out-organize them. We need to outthink them, out-politic them. They are winning. Peace in that motherfucking Middle East. Glory to the Ukrainian democracy. Give your mother a call. We got Father's Day coming up. Make sure you give Poppy a call. RIP if they're not around anymore. Yeah, are you talking about Magellan there, Kim Goblin? I'll take care of it. You talking about Magellan? But thank you, everybody, for supporting the stream and supporting real news on Twitch. I am Abandoned Nihilism, and this is the News Underground. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you. Big props to you, Davey, as well. I know we're butting heads, but I still do appreciate your ability to keep coming back for more. Having those good arguments. Folks, take care of yourself. Thank you again. Thank you to my beautiful wife, who's always helping me out in the stream, making sure garbage fuel is in the fridge. Hey, no problem, Davey. I'm flying too. You know what I'm talking about, baby? Woo, I'm flying. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Peace in that motherfucking Middle East. Glory to the Ukrainian democracy. We're going to see victory one day. Have yourself a good one. Play some Racing Lagoon, by the way. What a game. What a game. Let's go ahead and give this guy the old boot. See you later, jackass. Bye. 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 Thank you, Lenny. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you, Lenny. You're the best, man. Thank you. I gotta go take care of the baby. I'm gonna go hold my newborn baby. Fun. All right, everybody. Bye.